150 miles from the Mona Dam. I could see the industrial haze over the Ruhr area and what appeared to be a cloud to the east. On flying closer, I saw that what had seemed to be a cloud was the sun shining on the floodwaters. I looked down into the deep valley, which had seemed so peaceful 3 days before when he was there on a pre-raid reconnaissance, but now it was a wide torrent. The whole valley of the river was inundated with only patches of high ground, the tops of trees and church steeples showing above the flood. I was overcome by the immensity of it. He returned with his photographic film, and it was developed and looked at for the first time by June Brandon, who's here with us.
I was very lucky. I was trained as a photographer in the WAF and was stationed at RAF Station Benson. And we had Spitfires, Hurricanes and Mosquitoes, all of them painted blue, so it made it hard to see a lone plane against the sky. The cameras were so big and heavy, the pilots had to fly without any guns. The cameras were fitted behind the pilot's cockpit. On the morning in question, we had been very, very busy the day before, and we used to go down to the photographic section and work until the last films were done. We'd been on duty almost 24 hours, and at last we'd finished, cleaned up, changed the chemicals, and as a photographic section, the original one had burnt down. The one we were at was outside the perimeter camp. So we cycled back to camp, just got there, and all I could think of was a hot bath and bed. And the tannoy system went back, crews 1 and 2, back to the photographic section. So back we went. I was handed a roll of film, and I was glad to see it was only 250 exposures long. I was always on the film processing side. So into the darkroom I went and tied the film up to the machinery, saw that it was all going well, it was developing nicely, and there was a little rubber letterbox. And when it went through there, I thought, oh well, I'll go and see what's happening. And the film went on through the machine, being washed and fixed. And as I walked out through the double doors of the darkroom, I was astonished. There were high-ranking officers all over the place. And I looked at my friend on number 2 of the crew, and she just shrugged her shoulders. Well, there was a little viewing chamber that you could look at the film as it went up onto a big drum to get dried. And I walked over to that, and mind you, we'd seen plenty of photographs, and this was the negative of dams before they broke. And I looked at it, and one of the Air Force officers came over and said, "What do you see?" And I looked at my friend, and she nodded. And I said, "A dam has broken." And he said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yes, I'm positive." From there, the film went into the printing room, where 2 sets of prints were made, just for speed. One went through to the intelligence thing for interpretation, and the other lot were put on a dispatch rider and taken up to London to the Air Ministry. And it wasn't, sadly, till the next day we heard about the tragic losses.
Well,